Lovely. Cool. Okay, so I'm going to do something, I think we did it the last session that I taught with you. I'm going to do a little bit of a neuro warm-up with us, okay? So what I'd like us to do to start with, good morning, by the way, is Pilates. Oh, and it's stormy. So what I'd like us to do is a bit of a neuro warm-up to get going. So it looks like this. So let's use your right hand onto your left and just rub up and down your forearm and just to the outside edge and inside edge of the forearm. Got it? Okay. So now just rub from your elbow up to your shoulder, around your shoulder and back again. Lovely. Come all the way down and then just a little bit of a pat. Forearm, bit of patting. And then elbow to shoulder. Right the way around. And now around the top of the shoulder. Okay, lovely. Now, take your hand and do almost like a soft version of a Chinese burn from your wrist up to your forearm. And then if you can, just a little pull and tug across your shoulder as you do this. Lovely. Okay, long sweeps. And then the next thing is you just little taps, but take your arm, your left arm outwards. So it's around the chest, around the top of the shoulder, and then arm up in the air around the armpit. Down the side seams. And then flop it out. What you'll notice, hopefully you'll start to feel that, wow, that feels much different to this side. So we'll repeat it on the other side. So we'll start with a little stroke, a little rub. Forearm up to your elbow, up and down, inside edges, outside edges. Lovely. Okay, do the same. Elbow up to shoulder, back of the arm, top of the arm, inside of the arm. Okay, and then a little pat up to your elbow and back down again. Elbow to shoulder, same thing. So this is really good. So to explain myself, what we're doing here, this is about stimulating nerves. So still warming up, but we're just coming at it from a slightly different direction. This tapping and rubbing, so we're going to that claw shape, that soft version of a Chinese burn. This movement, what it can do, what it does, is increase blood flow to the surface area. It stimulates your nerves. So you remember, nerves are everywhere. They're on the tip of your skin, just literally everywhere. Nice rub, arm out wide, little pat around the front of the chest wall, under the armpit, around the back of the shoulder and down the side. Same, back up again. Okay, lovely. And then we're going to swing and wrap. We've done this lots over the years. So in Chinese medicine, this stimulates your kidneys, but also your adrenals. So, and why that's important, this manages our cortisol levels and our adrenaline and our stress hormones. So lovely little wrap. Now you can do this with a little bit of force too. It's a nice feeling. Okay, roll the shoulders, alternating as if you're doing a big fat circle roll. Whoop, figure of 8. Lovely. And what you should feel there, those back muscles in the middle of the back are starting to kick in. Now, if I'm wheezing, it's because I ran out of my own tablets this morning, so I can hear my own breathlessness. Okay, the next thing I want us to do is just to stretch, make snowflakes with your hands. Lovely. And we're going to make gentle fists, not full tight fists, just soft fists, because we're going around the back. And we're just going to rub up and down, side to side, middle of the back, into the lower back. So really sort of get into your bum cheeks. Use your knuckles. So this is a great one if you've just got a little bit of niggly back pain. And you'll notice there's like a bit of a shimmy thing going on with it. When I shimmy these days, I feel like I need to wait. I suppose you could plug in the fan. Lovely, thank you. Right, so they're a little higher around those kidneys that I've already talked about. Hopefully that's not too stressful on your shoulders. And then again, release your hands, shaky, shaky. So I'm hoping that there's a really nice connection here, okay? So what we're going to do, we're going to repeat a similar process into the lower body. So to start with, is rub up and down the front of your legs, into the inner thighs, outer thighs. So we are bent over here, right? So we've already stimulated the back. Now, if you can, use the claws and so like your fingernails to go up and down. It's a proper scratch. Inner thigh, around the back. Circles around the knees. Pats up the thighs. Shaky, shaky, shaky. Inner thighs. Up and down the back of your thighs. Okay, rub your knees. So scratchy, scratchy shin bones. Outside calves, scratchy, scratchy. Inside calves and the back of your legs. Or up to the back of your knees. Scratchy, scratchy, scratchy. Okay, lovely, lovely, lovely. So we're going onto the floor. So I think we might need to switch. She's got it. Okay, so I think we might need to have a little play around with that. Okay, so cat-cow, chin to chest, and then look up. We're going to do quite a few of these. Keep working on the extremities here. So think about how low can your chest drop and your chin lift? How high can you push your back to the ceiling? Okay. Now that we're a little bit more stimulated around the nervous system, the next thing I want us to do is just do circles. So clockwise, anti-clockwise, pushing around the wrist joints. And because we've actually performed this type of warm-up, you might feel like you're actually using the floor as resistance. So pushing the floor away as you create these circle shapes around your body. Lovely. Okay, now from there, I just want you to waggle your tail side to side. And now let's be conscious about circling clockwise, anti-clockwise with your hips. Lovely. That feels nice, doesn't it? So at the very least, we could sleep from here. This will tap into your nervous system and might trigger fatigue later. So roll with it, enjoy your nap. Okay, and then heels to bum, come forward. Heels to bum, come forward. So this is all about mobility. And if we're all feeling a little bit battered at the moment, a bit like the storm, this will really make you feel a bit more fizzy and a little bit more vibrant by the end of it. Okay, so from there, bum to heels. Come forward, drop hips, bum to heels. So we're getting that real lovely range of movement around the knee joint. Come forward, drop hips, push back, bum to heels, bum to heels, bum to heels. Ah. Lovely. Okay. All fours, left arm to ceiling, and down, right arm to ceiling, left arm to ceiling. Now, keep repeating this for me and notice an awakening around the chest wall. If you're feeling that you are maybe a little dizzy, then keep your eyes forward or neutral and just send your arm up only. Okay, if that's too much, or try this as an alternative, right finger to right temple, elbow, right elbow to left wrist, and then right elbow to ceiling. So that's another way of doing this, just to really get into those rotators of the body, rotators of the spine, and open up through the chest and shoulders. Okay, let's have a look at that on the other side. Noticing any differences between the right and the left. And I know this all feels a bit quick and rushed. The idea is to just really ramp up your nervous system, because it really helps us set the tone for what happens next. Well done, team. Grab a drink. Good morning. That was a bit like shock and awe, wasn't it? Crikey. Okay. So, fortunately, the good stuff's next. So we're going to start with the roller. We're going to lie on the roller, tail one end, back of the head on the other, feet nice and wide, lie down, arms out wide, and just give yourself a rest. Allow your body to envelop the roller as you lie down, facing upwards, and just give yourself your first relax and massage. Am I still on? I'm not sure if I can. Right, cool. Pardon? No. Just fit on the camera. Right, okay. So, again, give yourself a moment to notice how your body's feeling. I suggested arms out wide, but you might actually just want to pop your elbows down and see how that feels. Again, enjoy that stretch from the shoulder. Feet nice and wide so you feel stable. Then I'd like you to sweep let's do one arm at a time. So right arm above you on the floor, and then back down, and left arm. Okay, let's just work through this just a few times. Again, at your own pace, and notice any changes. Now I say this a lot around the importance of training the body together, right and left, but also the importance of one side only training. So it's nice sometimes just to get mobilize one side and then the other. It helps you to see those weaknesses, but also notice where your strength is. And also it can be a bit tough if you try and do it all in a one-arm. So if you want to explore and try both arms together, how does it feel? If you're finding it's creating tension and your face is starting to buckle up, then it's too much. So revert back to one side only. So I've struggled with a little bit of shoulder pain, neck pain, and I'm finally at a point where I can do this both arms together. It wasn't possible a couple of weeks ago. Okay, now send your arms up to ceiling, palms facing forward. Make an L shape with your index finger to thumb. Okay, we're lifting the shoulders off the roller and then really actively using the shoulder blades to squeeze the roller. Then we send it nice and high and back down again. So going up, up, down, down and pinch, up, up, down, down and pinch. Now really squeeze, try and grab the roller between your shoulder blades as you do this. So you have muscles that sit on top of your shoulder blades, but equally you have muscles that sit underneath, okay? Your shoulder blades float in space, if you like. And the reason we're doing this is so we can get at those smaller ones that end up becoming niggles. So we really need to get that mobility into the shoulder space. Okay, firmly grip the roller and then send your arms out wide to the sides. Keep gripping the shoulder blades. Now stretch out your arms so your shoulder blades come off the roller, and then really reach up and let your fingertips touch. Shall I describe that again? Shoulder blades come down, you pinch the blue roller, allow your arms to drift out to 3 and 9 o'clock. Stretch as if somebody's pulling your arms away from your body. Keep that stretch on and really feel that you're stretching your fingers as high to the ceiling as possible. And then once again, last time, grip the shoulder blades onto the roller. Now that should feel super mega smooth now and way better than when you first started. Let the arms drift out to the sides. Stretch the hands away. Feel that stretch. Enjoy that stretch. Stretch all the way back up to the ceiling. And then I want you to take your opposite hands to each shoulder. So right to left, left to right on your shoulders. Elbows point towards the ceiling. Okay, so from here, feet wide, walk your heels in as close to your bum as possible. I just want you to have a little go here at squeezing your bottom and lifting your bottom off the roller. Lower it down. So there shouldn't be much movement. So this is really allowing for a stretch at the back of the heel. So you're really tucking your heels in and working on lifting the bum. And the trick here is to clench the bum cheeks because you don't want to slide off the roller. And you won't be going very far because you're already elevated. This is all about spinal mobility, okay? And getting everything talking to everything in your body. So lovely, big stretch, clench those bum cheeks and let it down. So there won't be much of a roll through the spine as we would normally perform. Up, up, down, down, lovely. Feet nice and wide. Keep your hands on your opposite shoulders, and just for a moment, just roll side to side. Oh, that just might get you in those little sweet spots. Now, if you feel you want to take your arms around and play with this, so you're massaging more into your shoulders, then feel free. Ooh, that's nice. Again, one side's nice, the other side feels like I'm clicking. Okay, lovely. Well done. Okay, we good? So we walk the feet closer together, but not together. So just bring them in slightly, keeping your heels relatively under your knees. Challenge imbalance. So hands wide, so you've got a real lovely base of support. We're just going to lift one knee only. So right leg, bring it up and then back down again. Lift it up, same side and down. Breathe out as you lift. Nice and slow as you lift. Now, what might be happening now, you might be feeling like you're dominating and loading onto your left as your right leg is drifting up and down. Okay, settle, reset, think about engaging those deep core muscles again. Hands out nice and wide. We're going to repeat that on the left side. So we're lifted up and down. A little bit of flexion and extension here. Ah, how's that feel? I wish the microphone could pick up all the clunks that go on in my spine when I do this. Oh, lovely. Okay, right. We're going to go back. We're going to repeat that on the other side, but I want you to really notice any differences and really tap into that because it's a really nice feeling when you go, oh, it's better second time round. Muscles have memories. We've woken up the nerves in your body. Everything's talking to everyone. So your body is starting to really become highly tuned. Nice. I wish it was highly tuned all the time, mind. Okay. It's just being receptive to the movement patterns. Notice the pressure on your hands to keep you nice and stable. Is it equal right and left? Last time. Switch sides. Notice any instability. Notice how your body's feeling. Lovely. Okay, so take your feet nice and wide and just rest out for a second, because what may have happened is you increased the tension around your shoulders. So just relax them off for a second. Okay, now place your hands back down. This time we're going to see if we can bring up one leg, then the other into a balanced challenge. Okay, so we're holding up in tabletop. Hopefully I'm nice and aligned. All right. Let's see if we can take one leg forward into single leg stretch and draw it back in. Breath in, breath out. Inhaling, exhaling. Give me 4 more, so 2 more on each side. I don't know about you, I find that quite strong into my hip flexors. When you're ready, one foot, other down. Give yourself a moment. Notice that feeling of the relaxation, the tension coming off. And then when you're ready, gracefully dismount. Oh, glad to be off that, team. Right. Okay. Let me just have a little quick check. Is everyone all right there? Right, so I just want you to kneel up or sit up for a second. Just feel that transfer of blood flow. Oh, giving myself a headache. There's quite a lot of lymphatic drainage that goes on. Is anybody else feeling a bit heady from that? Are you okay? Thumbs up. Are they all right? Yep. Okay. Right. Move to the back of your mat. Bring your roller with you. Before we roll out, let's just do a little bit of breath work. So I want us to just sit in our space, take a long breath in, hold it and stop. And now take a long breath out. Can we repeat this a few times? So long breath in, into a hold. So the breath hold piece is important here. And then the breath out. The breath out will be longer than how you normally do it, yeah? Okay, a few more. Few more to explain myself. The breath in and hold, you've just inhaled a whole stack of oxygen. And by holding it in your body, we're pushing oxygen into all cells. Now that happens anyway, but you're really getting a forceful breath in, so you get more oxygen in and really pushing it out. So it's actually a really refreshing thing that you can do for your body. So a couple of times a day, have a go at this. Just long breath, hold it, keep that oxygen in as long as possible before you send it all out. Just kind of gives you a bit of a pep talk, pep me up. Not the right phrase. Can't think of the phrase. I'll come back to it. Okay, so by which point your knees are starting to go, oh, I've been sat on my knees too long. Okay, so we are going to address core. So choose where we want to be here. What I'd like us to do to start with is just think about rolling out, take your hips forward and coming back. So none of this should be too onerous because we're just waking up the hip flexors and that fascia wall at the front of your abdominals. So we're rolling forward. So they'll get to a bit where your elbows are under your shoulders. Bring the hips in, push back. This will become a little bit more challenging with repetition. So if we go blind into the first one, the fear caption comes in. And I don't want that to happen. So progressively, just maybe add a few millimeters, centimeters into the movement each time. It might be that your starting position is further away. So you might start with your roller touching your knees. And then as you progress, roller starts further away, enabling you to go forward, contracting those core muscles and coming back. See how you feel. And what does it feel like if your arms were wider? Because that suddenly opens up and makes you feel more vulnerable about your core. My knees are wider too. What does that feel like? So again, it's Pilates through movement here. So there's two ways of doing things for us. It's to continuous flow of controlled movement. And that's the real best way of getting things going. And then what we do is this time we roll over and we hold. So there you go. We've stopped, pause. Now we have to get that inertia again. Breathe out, bring it in. So we're going to do 2 or 3 flows out and in. And then the third time, we're going to pause and hold out there, yeah? Okay, so we're rolling out and in. This time we're rolling out, prepping, ready, stop. Hold it there. Hold it there, contract, feel that engagement everywhere. You might feel a bit shaky, breath in, exhale, bring it back in. Okay, so we're going to repeat that. We're going to do 2 or 3 rolls out and in. Do you need to change anything? Could your arms go wider? This time out and hold. Take that breath in, exhale, bring it all back in. Well done. Lovely. Okay, pop the roller out to one side for a second. I just talked about fear. What I'd like us to address, and I know this has been a bit of a lifelong thing for all of us. I get cross at myself sometimes. We didn't know what we didn't know as instructors. You know, science has moved on, knowledge has moved on, technology's moved on since I became a trainer. And I just think I didn't really have, now that I'm going through lived experience of getting bloody older, now I get it. Now I get with the fear caption. And every time I come up against those fears, I have to try and work through it because I get cross at myself and go, I used to be able to do that. Why can't I do that now? I'm mad at myself. And then I can hear my mother talking. So, and the reason I'm having this conversation, it's a simple thing. When you're young, fit, fearless, think you're invincible. Okay, all I want you to do from a box position is to come down onto your elbows and then back onto your hands. Down onto your elbows. Now, for the next 2, I want you to do this with your eyes closed, please. Feel it. Now, you can alternate. In fact, keep your eyes closed. Alternate which arm you come down on and which arm you come up on. So you have to think this through. Okay, now open your eyes and continue. Give me 2 more. So that's fine, right? You're looking at the floor. You've become comfortable with the movement. So you can tell where this is going, right? So let's think about doing this a little bit bigger, deeper. So instead of box position, we're just going to come forward. So send your hands forward, a good 10 inches, 12 inches. and into I can't even think what this is called anymore, Pat. So you've got box, and then you've got the next stage, and then the final stage will be full plank. Modified plank, right? Okay, so what we're going to do from here, so we've already come forward, so you can feel the stability, you can feel the power. We're going to try it again, down onto the elbows and back up again. And again, we are modifying and we are alternating. So try it with your eyes closed, because sometimes your brain is saying to your eyes, I'm going to fall, I'm going to hurt my face. So the fear comes in, and then the nervous system is like, done. So this is why we do this progressively. And there's a lot of it. So a lot of repetition here, because we're brain training. We're saying to the brain, it's okay, this movement's fine. So yes, this is used in the context of Pilates. You're in a safe space with a trusted instructor. But this is also that scenario where you may feel vulnerable and find yourself on the floor. Now, falling is for everyone. It's not just an old people thing in the future. So, and why this is important, this will trigger memory, and your brain will go, oh, I've got this, I know this. So don't be afraid, you've got this. So it should feel strong. I've talked a lot. Now sit back, child's pose, and stretch it out. So bring your roller back into play. Knees wide, toes together. We're stretching out in child's pose. Now what's different is your arms are on top of the roller, and you'll get a deeper stretch. Now you might find that's a bit of a challenge, so work with it, listen to your body, but this is a rest out and a stretch. So we're breathing. Think about how your lower back feels when you stretch and hold and breathe and spend time in this space. Come up onto all fours, whatever that looks like, and then drop back. Same thing, bum heels, knees wide, toes touch if you want them to. Stretch out, drop head, breathe. Stay where you are, twist and look under your left armpit. Then your right armpit. Then sit back up. Well done, lovely people. How are we doing? How are we doing for time? Right, okay, lovely. Okay, so from here, we're going to consider swan dive. So we're going to go onto our bellies. So start at the back of your mat, just nudge your roller forward, lie down on your belly, and then I'd like the roller to be under your armpits. Hopefully you can still hear me, because sometimes while on the floor we lose sound. Thumbs up. Yeah, good. Okay, so you're simply resting your arms over the roller. All the effort is going on in your booty. So first things first, now I'm going to try and rest my chin on the roller, but at the moment I'm looking at you and talking to you. So what I want you to do, feet are slightly wide. I just want you to squeeze your butt a little and press your pubic bone into the mat, and give the front of your pubic bone a bit of a massage. That's where we know some of the fascias of the body cross over, and this will help to release. Okay, now relax your bum cheeks if you can, and just rock side to side. Your right leg is going to lift and touch down on the left side, left leg lift, right side. So you'll feel a little bit discombobulated. It'll just feel a bit stretchy and odd and really not very pretty, but that's okay. And you might also feel that you're sliding down your mat a little bit. But hopefully your chin on your roller is keeping you nice and secure. Got it? Okay, right. So we are thinking about the bottom. Bring your legs closer together. Point your toes. I want you to lift your left leg long away from the floor. Switch, relax the kneecaps. Right leg. Switch, left leg. Now they will be on natural opposite lift with your arms. So right leg, lift, left arm, lift. Left leg, right arm, and so on. Got it? So keep your chin pressed down into the roller for me. Now what you might notice that your knee that's on the floor, so straight leg, so your right leg lifts, your left thigh is starting to push into the ground a little, and so is your chin. So we're creating that stability, that thread through the body. And then we relax. Okay, so knees really wide. Flex the knees, bring your heels together, flex the feet. We're going to try and lift, 2, 3, and then relax. Did you see that? So my feet are going to the ceiling, not to the wall. So I'm going upwards, 2, and relax. 3, 2, 1, relax. And to really get your thighs off the ground. You really got to push to get your thighs off the ground. Now, Pat's really good at this. I'm terrible. I am not a backbender. But this is really important. Last time. 3, 2, 1. And relax your legs. Beautiful. So we're going to keep the roller. Bring your arms back over. I want us to roll onto our sides. And the roller today is going to be under you might have to do this at a bit of an angle with your roller, but basically I want you to try and get your head over the roller. So it's the bottom of your skull that's making contact with your roller. Okay. Am I still on screen? Just checking. Okay, so first I want you to push your head into the roller. It's a small range of movement. The eyebrows should be forward towards the skirting board and then slightly up to where the wall meets the ceiling. So it's not a very big movement. The point is, I want you to apply pressure here. And what you might notice is a bit of a sweet spot. So it doesn't matter if you stop or pause or start to behave like Baloo the bear, where you kind of find a little bit and go, ooh. At the same time, I want you to lift your top leg. So you're nice and stacked. Okay, now what we're going to do, we're going to bend that knee, bring it in, so your hips are 90 degrees, and then we're going to push out. So that's the full range, yes? So we come in and push out full range. Now I really need you to drive the push away with your heel, okay? Lovely. Now if you need to, your top hand is rested on the roller. Now we're going to just make smaller versions of this. So I want you to slowly bring the knee in to its starting position and push out an inch or two. So just tiny little movements. And each time you're just going to make it bigger. And you just slightly press, driving with your heel until you're fully extended at the knee. Okay, fully extended leg, toe down, repeat the same thing. So you're going to bring the knee back in to its starting position, tiny, weeny, little presses, tiny, weeny, little presses, tiny, weeny, nearly there, nearly fully extended. Come back in. So the knee is in its starting position. This time we're going to send the leg forward. Okay, so we've straightened off the leg. So flex the foot's pointing to, or it's pointing forwards. Okay, now we're going to lift again. Tiny, weeny, little presses. Feel that? Feel the intenseness. Little presses, tiny, weeny, little presses, tiny, weeny, little. Stop. Send the leg through to the center of the mat. Send it backwards a few more inches. Feel the contraction in the butt. Lift towards the sky. Tiny, weeny. Feel the difference? Yeah. So what you might notice is the outside of the hip is going, ooh. Tiny, weeny, little presses. Tiny, weeny, little presses. And release. Somebody comes down. Just give yourself well done. Whew. Okay. Staying on that side, I will come back to it. It's only a brief thing. I want us to, it might be a little bit uncomfortable. I want us to take the roller to the bottom rib and just roll right the way over. Ah. Now, if you feel dizzy at all, stop, okay? We're just going to be here for a moment or two. So we're literally draping off the roller. So what you'll notice now is the neck on the other side. Just feel that stretch. And again, if you want to just adjust where your hand is, feel free to do so. Just enjoy that stretch. Okay, well done. Push up. Other side. Oh. Blimey. Don't know about you lot. Right. So let's start with just setting up the head and shoulders, neck stacked, shoulders stacked. Feel that little massage going. Now, straight away for me, I've got my leg lifted, so got a little bit of core stability going on straight away. And all I'm doing is taking my eye gaze forward, skirting board, and then to where the wall meets the ceiling. So it's small range. Interestingly enough, you'll notice one side might hold more tension than the other. Again, that wouldn't be unusual, but just notice. Find those sweet spots. Aha. Lovely. Okay, so that top leg is there. My muscles in my other leg are still, I can feel pumped. Okay, so that top leg comes in. So we've got 90 degrees at the hips are stacked, and then it goes out. So that's the full range. So let's bring it in. And we're going to do tiny, weeny little presses, tiny, and you know the rhythm. Tiny, weeny little presses. Tiny, weeny little presses. And eventually we get out there. Let's come back in. Toes down. Tiny, weeny, little presses. Tiny, weeny, little presses. Tiny, weeny, little presses. Tiny, weeny, little presses. Bring it in. Straighten off at the knees. Send the foot forward. And again, tiny, weeny, little presses. Tiny, weeny, little presses. Feeling it? Ooh. Little presses. Tiny, weeny, little presses. Down. Back. There you go. So you can feel your bum cheek kicking in there. Same thing. So we're lifting upwards, but we're beyond the midline. So we are in a little bit of extension here. So squeezing. Lovely. Tiny, weeny, little presses. Tiny, weeny. Oh, I think I've done more on that side. I'm not sure, guys. Well done. And bring it in. Bring your knee in and just give yourself a lovely little rest. Well done. Whew. Okay, so from here we push up. We bring that roller onto the bottom rib. Then we're going to drape over. Now, again, all of these fascia stuff is really personal. So Breath is the big one because we go into tension. So we need to go and let it go. If it's too much, adapt, modify, remove. Or be an instructor and then pretend that you're talking so you don't actually have to do it. Things we fear, huh? And none of us like pain. Well done. Send your top arm away. Enjoy any stretches through the neck. Have a little play with that. Reach in and just enjoy that stretch. Well done. Well done. Well done. Okay. What we don't have in here is a clock. It's 10 o'clock. Right. So we're going to come and sit on the roller. Grab some water. It's really set me up for the day. Okay, so again, let's talk about pelvic floor. Sitting on the roller, feet nice and wide. It doesn't matter where your feet are, how wide you sit. What I want you to do is just roll forwards and backwards. So you're going over your hip bones and just moving forward and backwards. Use your body weight to really add depth of stretch. So sending your tail back, coming over, so you'll pass over the perineum as well. Again, when we talk about pelvic floor, sometimes we hold the tension, and at the end of a Pilates class, you might be conscious or more tuned into the pelvic floor, and you might notice there's a bit of tension there. So just work with rolling through forward and backwards, nice and slowly and gently. I don't know if you remember this, after my hysterectomy, I couldn't do this at all. So this is major breakthrough. Okay, it's important. And sometimes if we're stressed, we hold on to our pelvic floor and really contract the muscles. So it is important to take that attention down into your pelvic floor and think about just letting it go. Okay, so we're here. I want you to bend your right knee for me. You're elevated up on the roller. We're going to take your right hand underneath the back of the right ankle. So your right elbow into thigh, take it round the back and hold on to your ankle. What you'll get here straight away is a stretch through the shoulder. Okay. Now we bring the right shoulder forward and then we send the left arm backwards. So it should feel quite nice and knotty. You might feel it in multiple places here. Okay, now look away. Follow that stretched out hand behind you and keep looking away. Really start to see if you can add to that stretch. Make it deeper. Okay, and release. Good job. Okay, we switch sides. Bring left knee in, take left elbow into left thigh, wrap the hand around the back of the ankle. So you're locked in here. You've got a nice stretch out the shoulder, lift up, chest forward, and start to rotate and twist away. Eye gaze to follow your hand. See if you can keep rotating. See if you can just push your edge here in the stretch. Well done. And come back to center. I'd like you to bring the soles of your feet together. And just see if we can just allow gravity to allow the knees to drop away. Whilst we're here, I want you to take your hands up towards the sky, entwine fingers, and then stretch hands. So the palms of your hands point towards the ceiling. Might have to switch cameras, Patrice. Thank you, ma'am. Just for a moment, at least. Okay, now knees are still dropping. Lovely, cheers. Knees are still dropping, hands out wide, but flexed hands. So I really want you to pull your fingers up to the ceiling and press the heels of your hands away. All sorts of things will be going on here. Okay, right. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Right hand goes high, left hand goes low, pull back. Switch sides, left hand high, right hand low. Again, by the time you finish this, you should feel longer, stretchier, warmer, less tension, and then release. Good job. Okay, bring your left ear down to your left shoulder. Your left hand comes onto the right side of your ear. Just gently assist that stretch. Now, take your fingers on your left hand to the back of your skull. Draw your nose towards the floor, eye gaze towards the floor, and just gently assist that stretch. Gently pull down. Reset. Okay, so right ear down to right shoulder. When you're ready, right arm comes up and over onto the left ear, and just gently assist the stretch. Pulling down, feeling how things are stretching and tensions letting go. Take your right hand to the back of your skull, eye gaze to the ground. Assist the stretch with your hand. Eye gaze back to center. Well done, good job. Okay, so we're going to bring your knees together. You're going to send your right foot wide and then right knee down. Then left knee down. So you're in a sort of 90-90 and you're still sat on your roller. Okay, okay. Left hand takes you back. We're going to just stretch out and lean backwards. Okay, and release. Sit up. Switch sides. So we're working on bringing the left knee down and then the right knee down. Take your hand behind you on the right and lean back. Well done. Come back to center. Good job. Okay, so we are coming into the relaxation phase. So if you want to, you can be seated in your relaxation today, or you can lie down. So grab some water, get into position. I'll turn that fan off for a second. Right. What's the time? Okay. Okay. Shoulders relaxed. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Breath in. Breath out. Now take that breath into that pause. Breath into pause. Relax your shoulders, relax your hands. Now I want you to, index finger, thumb, I want you to press the pad of your thumb onto the nail of your index finger and apply a little bit of pressure here. Okay, now switch it. So the pad of your index finger is pressing onto the thumbnail, and just apply a little bit of pressure here. Your thumb, pad of the thumb presses on your middle finger onto the fingernail, and just press down. And switch. So the middle finger presses onto the thumbnail. Thumb presses onto the nail of your ring finger or fourth finger. And then switch. So the fourth finger presses onto the thumbnail. Switch. So the pad of the thumb presses onto the fingernail of your baby finger. And now your baby finger presses onto your thumbnail. This is just about a little bit of focus work. So really distracting on everything else that's going. It's just really helping you focus your mind onto the task into this moment. Relax your hands, relax your fingers, your fingernails, and just allow that heat to rise and fill into your fingers. Feel the focus in your hands, maybe tingling, maybe heat or pressure. Just notice the sensation in your hands. You may want to create movement or not, but just relax into that for a while. Take one more long breath. Start to create movement with your body. Stretching your arms out, or your fingers or toes. Bring your hands overhead. Entwine your fingers and give your fingers a squeeze. Turn your hands out so the palms stretch upwards. When you're ready, if you're lying down, bring yourself back into a seated position. Maybe some neck rolls. Notice your breathing, notice your intentions for today. Notice how you want to feel. Opening your eyes with a smile. Send your arms out wide and then bring your hands together. Well done, lovely people. Are you good? So I am going to stop the video and just say hello to you. So bear with me. Pat's no longer in the space. So I'm going to go like that. There you go. Oh, I'll be back. I'm coming. I'm on my way. Now you've got a glimpse of the office. Hiya. Okay, let me switch this off.